what we're having today is displacement. Displacement is defined as the distance traveled in a specified direction. Displacement is defined as the distance traveled in a specified direction. So, it is a change in the position of an object. It is a change in the position of an object or a body. It requires distance and direction to specify it. Imagine a person, for example. Imagine a person walking 500 meters to the east. A person walks 500 meters to the east and then turn around, turn like this, and walk 300 meters and then walking around to the west a distance of 300 meters. Turn around after traveling 500 meters to the east. He then turn around to the west and travel 300 meters to the west. The total distance covered by the person is 800 meters, but he's only now 200 meters away from the starting point, and that is the displacement. Is 200 meters away from the starting point, and that is the displacement, which is example number 1. Example number 2, or before the example number 2, this is the diagram which shows the direction of the person that traveled. In the first example, this is the starting point. He starts from here and walk 500 meters to the east. This is the east direction, and then turn around and travel 300 meters to the west. So the remaining distance from the starting point is 200 meters, and that is the displacement of the person from where he started walking. That is the displacement of the person from where he started walking. So he is now only 200 meters from the starting position. It's now only 200 meters from the starting position. So, example number 2. A man travels from town A to another town B through a winding road. A man travels from town A to another town B through a winding road, covering a distance of 300 kilometers. This man covered a distance of 300 kilometers through a winding road. If the shortest possible distance from the starting position of the man from town A to another town B is 240 kilometers, represented by the straight line AB, then the displacement is now 240 kilometers in the direction of the line AB. For example, in this diagram, this is where this is town A and this is town B. This is town A and this is town B. Man started traveling from town A through a winding road and covered a distance of what?
Town B.
Town B.
Covered a distance of what?
Town B.
300 kilometers. Covered a distance of 300 kilometers. If the shortest possible distance, this is the shortest possible distance from town A to town B, which is 240 kilometers. That is the shortest possible distance. If the man traveled, the man traveled in a straight line from town A to town B, it is going to be only 240 kilometers. 240 kilometers. So the displacement is now 240 kilometers. The displacement will be 240 kilometers. So that is what is meant by displacement. The displacement will be 240 kilometers in the direction of the line AB. The third example, if a boy walks 30 kilometers eastwards and then 30 meter eastwards, or is 30 meter eastwards, and then 40 meter northward, his displacement is 50 meter in the northeast direction. If the boy travels 30 meter eastwards and then turn to the north and travel 40 meter, but from the starting position, if I measured from the starting position to where he is, which is 40 meters away from this place, and I got 50 meters in the northeast direction, so the displacement of the boy is now 50 meters in the northeast direction. So that is what is meant by displacement. That is what is meant by displacement. Displacement is a distance traveled in a specified direction. It requires distance and direction to specify it. Or it is a change in the position of an object or a body. It is a change in position of an object but in a specified direction. So that is what is meant by displacement. So in the first example, when the person walks 500 meters to the east and then turning around and walk back to the west, a distance of 300 meters. The total distance is 800 meters. The total distance covered by the person is 800 meters. But the displacement is only 200 meters. Since it's only 200 meters away from the starting point or the starting position. While the second one indicates that a man travels from town A to another town B through a winding road covering a distance of 300 kilometers. He covered a distance of 300 kilometers. But if to say that the man traveled in a straight line, in a straight road from town A to town B, and when measured, we found that the man covered a distance of 240 kilometers. So the displacement is now 240 kilometers from town A to town B. Not the distance covered by the man, because it is 300 kilometers because he followed a winding road. He followed a winding road. That is why it is 300 kilometers. But the displacement from town A to town B is only 240 kilometers. Instead of what the man has traveled, he traveled 300 kilometers. The straight line from town A to town B is 240 kilometers. So the displacement is 240 kilometers from town A and town B. And the third example, when the boy travels eastwards, covered a distance of 30 meters, then turn to the northwards and travel a distance of 40 meters. But when measured from where he stopped walking, that is from the starting position, it is discovered that the displacement from where the boy is to the starting position is 50 meters in the northeast direction. So the displacement from where the boy starts walking to where he stops is only 50 meters in the northeast direction. So that is what our lesson of today is all about. So any question, class?
No. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
No, sir.
All right. We call it a day.